now let's show you how you can analyze data from Connect Data Services outside of Connect Data Services. In this case, we're going to work with it in Power BI. So I have my Connect Data Services portal open. I have streams coming from on-premises up to the cloud, and I've created an asset, Machine 74656 asset, that groups some of those streams that I want to particularly analyze in Power BI and in other tools as well. And to get started doing this integration, I'll go to Analytics and Data Views, which I've done over here. Now we actually have a native connector for Power BI that allows you to do a no-code query from Power BI into data services. You click, you download this, it takes just, a single minute to install. It's a very lightweight kit. And now I can go to Power BI and hit Get Data, and I can simply type Aviva, and sure enough, see my cloud data views. Here it shows up as Data Hub. This, yes, is the ability to let me click and load in those Connect Data Services data views. I'll show you how we make that data view next. And the data view is going to take this data and allow it to be more easily ingested by Power BI and other tools as well. So I'll hit Add Data View and give it a title. This is my Machine 74656 view. Machine 74656 view. I can individually pick streams that I want to search for and include as columns, but since I've already created that asset, I'll just do a search for star 74656, and it will bring up that asset for me. Perfect. And it'll bring up all of the associated properties as well. Exactly what I want. I don't have to reselect these. I simply hit save, and it shows me which of these I want to include. If I want to get started just right off the bat, I'll just go ahead and hit select all. And done. That's all I need to do. I'll hit apply. You can see I can deselect certain columns if I want, but here's my board temperature, my chassis temperature, my device status, all the columns I want to analyze in my data set. Now, I can additionally pick a particular time range as well in a specific sample interval. If I want to analyze data, say, every 5 minutes, and I know that I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis, I'll save these defaults with my data view, and then now when I work with them in Power BI or another tool, I don't have to re-enter those in. Those will automatically be preset for me. And yes, I can modify that start and end time later, but this makes it very easy for me to just get started right away. And speaking of which, let's show you. Now that I've got this data view created, once I hit save, I will be able to search for Machine 74656 view at Power BI. I'll click here Aviva and hit Connect. I'll enter in the namespace CSC SAS that I want to pull data from, and this matches up with the namespace here on the top right, and I'll hit OK. And now in the top left, I'll look for data views, and sure enough, my Machine 74656 view is here. And it's got that start and end index that I pre-selected earlier for me, and it's going to show me down below a preview of what that data looks like loaded into Power BI. Absolutely perfect. I could even transform the data if I wanted to. I could hit transform, and I could start adding additional columns if I wanted to, and use all of Power BI's capabilities to gain further insights. Maybe I'll do something as simple as hitting add column and my hour of day, so that I can slice and dice this data by hour of day. I'll hit home and close and apply. And now I've added a brand new column to this data set. It's going to load in that data from Connect Data Services, and I can immediately start doing my investigations, creating different visuals with this data. And I can do this even if I'm hundreds or even further of miles away from where the data is physically being generated. That data is coming from on-premises through these Connect Data Services streams in the sequential data store into my asset. I've created my data view to organize this data and to give me the columns that I want to work with, and then I selected it, loaded it right in here to Power BI, and sure enough, here is my data set here on the right. And let me go ahead and start doing my analysis. Let me say that I want to create a scatter chart, and I'm curious at looking at my chassis temperature versus some of my acceleration. So as my x-axis, let me have my x-acceleration, let me have it be the average, and then as my y-axis, let me have my chassis temperature value. Let me also have this not be summarized as well. And now we can clearly see two different operating modes for this piece of equipment. I have acceleration readings in this band and in this one, which lets me know these are the different phases of when I'm running this process. But since I know this operates at different times of the day, I next want to do a scatter chart and look at hour, because I created that brand new column right here in Power BI. I'll have my x-axis be hour, and next I'll also include that z acceleration here. And I won't summarize this as well. And I want to see how my acceleration readings change during the day as multiple processes occur. Now you can see I'm slicing and dicing this data in new ways that Power BI lets me do very, very easily right here. Now they have this data in this BI and data science tool. And again, this is data that was pulled directly from the cloud, securely coming from those on-premises data sources that can be incredibly remote. It was thanks to me taking that data and grouping it as a data view that made it much easier to work with in Power BI. I could simply select that data view by name and have all the columns that I wanted already available for me. I didn't have to do multiple queries and aggregate it later. And if I want to work with this data in a different tool, I can hit View an API Console in the top right, and it'll take me to the Developer Tools API console. It'll show me how I can craft API requests for this same data. If I want to return this not in a format for Power BI, but as a CSV with headers, I can hit Get. It will show me that if I enter in this start index, end index, and this interval, this is the result set that I will get right here. Absolutely perfect. And if I go to Details, this right here at the very top is the API endpoint that I should query. I can pass in my credentials, and then I can access all of those columns of data in one simple, straightforward query without having to access them individually. Data Views is an amazing tool for aggregating that data that's in individual streams or in assets and making that data accessible to tools like Power BI or through the API to any other application as well that needs that Connect Data Services data. Today we just wanted to show you a quick walkthrough of how your data scientists and analysts can use Connect Data Services and can specifically use data views to take their data and make it ready for analytics programs and Power BI and other tools that need to access data sets of data from the cloud, data that's coming from streams from physical on-premises assets. And in other content, we'll talk about how you can also take this exact same data that here is showing it as a data view and even build models with it, use it in cloud-based visualizations. But today, we just wanted to focus on data views. Thank you.